A very tall son named Barron. Has anyone ever heard of him?
Despite being the quietest Trump, he makes headlines. Barron Trump values privacy over fame, unlike his brothers. Why did one peaceful moment spark internet whispers, replays, and speculation? This tall, soft-spoken college student at 19 has learnt to navigate a world that observes him, but not everything is controllable. Barron lives here. This guy rules the internet. This guy rules the internet. What happened that left viewers astonished, timelines buzzing, and questions about a resignation? Rumors, some bizarre, some serious, spread in the hours that followed, raising more questions than answers. Was it real? Was it misread? Was something else going on? Truth may be deceptive. The narrative may continue. First Lady Melania Trump and President Donald Trump's only child, Barron William Trump, was born in New York City. The youngest of Donald Trump's 5 children, Barron was reared as an only child due to the age differences between his 4 elder half-siblings, Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany. Melania chose a quiet childhood for Barron, who was the son of a prominent politician and businessman, known for his intelligence, creativity, and strong opinions. Melania called him Little Donald because of his likeness to his father. Barron spent his early years in Manhattan's Trump Tower, said to have his own floor. Melania cooked and encouraged his creativity, even letting him color on his playroom walls. From a young age, Barron spoke English, Slovene, his mother's native language, and French. He loved architecture and engineering as a child, building Lego cities and airports with magnetiles. His clean, minimalist style showed his thoughtfulness and detail. Donald Trump left Barron in New York with Melania after his 2016 election victory, so the children could finish the school year at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School. In June 2017, he became the first presidential son since John F. Kennedy Jr. to live at White House with the family with considerable ceremony. Despite public excitement, his visits during his father's presidency were limited to holidays and formal occasions. He was COVID positive in 2020 with his parents, but recovered completely. Barron and his family moved to Florida after the presidency and attended Oxbridge Academy in Palm Beach. He graduated high school in 2024 and attended NYU's Stern School of Business. Despite living discreetly, talk has begun regarding his future following in his father's footsteps because he chose business school. He is so tall at 6'7", standing above both parents, and while he does enjoy certain sports, soccer not being one of them, his father once lightheartedly suggested that basketball would fit him even better. However, Barron's quietness in public doesn't echo his life as he grows up with all the elements of being a thoughtful, able, and uniquely positioned young adult coming into his own. But while Barron's early life was defined by quiet corners and guarded routines, a new chapter would begin to unfold, one where stepping out couldn't go unnoticed. Barron's rare public appearances. Barron Trump's increased public visibility began to stir attention in early 2024 as he stepped into adulthood and began making select appearances during key family milestones. In May 2024, he graduated from Oxbridge Academy in Florida with both parents, Donald and Melania Trump, present for the ceremony. Later that year in September, Barron enrolled at New York University's Stern School of Business. While his college debut was relatively quiet, he was occasionally spotted walking through campus, always accompanied by tight security. Melania later commented that due to his family's status, Barron's experience at NYU is very different than any other kid, though she praised how maturely he has handled the pressure. One of Barron's most notable appearances came in January 2025, when he took a break from college to attend his father's second presidential inauguration in Washington, D.C. Dressed in a navy suit with slicked-back hair, Barron joined his siblings and parents at the U.S. Capitol. It was a rare moment of visibility, putting him in the company of not only his family, but also former presidents, current political leaders, and global media. A particularly charming moment was caught by photographers when Barron playfully photobombed his sisters during the event, a glimpse of his personality rarely seen in public. After the oath-taking ceremony, Barron returned to New York and subsequently came into news at the beginning of February 2025, when he was caught sauntering across the NYU campus. He arrived in a 5 SUV motorcade, flanked by the Secret Service and NYPD officers, dressed in a cream sweater and black jeans. Barron didn't seem disturbed by this high-security presence, signaling that he was settling into college life on his own terms. At that time, it was also revealed that he had co-founded a luxury real estate investment firm, Trump, Fulcher, and Roxburgh Capital, Inc., suggesting an early inclination towards walking in his father's footsteps into entrepreneurship. Again, Barron was seen in public in the last week of March 2025, at the end of spring break, with Melania as they were seen arriving at Trump Tower in Manhattan. The image quickly spread due to it showing the Rolex Daytona perched on his wrist, a watch that nearly costs $50,000. The calm and confident style that is backed by his presence just further stresses how he has grown from a shy teenager to a poised young man, around whom the public's curiosity is increasing. However, he does keep mostly private, with the few carefully selected public appearances hinting at a gradual walk into a much more public and potentially powerful place. Barron Trump's college life at New York University is anything but ordinary. As the son of a sitting U.S. president, his daily routine is shaped by intense security and secrecy that sets him apart from typical students. From the moment he steps out of Trump Tower to attend classes at NYU's Stern School of Business, he is escorted by a convoy of black SUVs, flanked by NYPD officers and Secret Service agents. His arrival is carefully orchestrated, taking place through a private garage to minimize visibility, making his presence on campus feel more like the entrance of a high-ranking official than that of a freshman student. Unlike his peers, Barron doesn't frequent the university's common areas like dining halls or public lounges, contributing to an aura of mystery that follows him around campus. This has sparked widespread curiosity and chatter among fellow students. Many describe his presence as feeling more like a political thriller than college life, with the tension between high security and youthful independence playing out in real time. Even casual moments, like a bathroom visit, are not without escort. His Secret Service detail remains with him at all times, even donning hoodies and jeans to blend in with the student body. Yet he has gained some social attention, in particular from the female student bodies of NYU. Apparently, he draws a lot of attention with his tall build and polished looks. One comment even noted that even liberal girls like him. Now the word has spread about his hidden personality, with growing interest in him being like a campus legend. Opinions diverge. Some students might argue that he is so obscure from the scene that it is meaningless. Between recognizing that he rarely comes on campus long enough to forge any reel and look at him for a moment. If anything, Barron tries not to draw public notice. What stands out about his college experience has made it to headlines and to public attention. His rise from a restricted life in Trump Tower and the White House to a raging ambiance on a politically charged NYU campus is rife with contradictions. He tiptoes the fine line between being a very protected son of a president and an independent youth trying to forge his path. While most of the students will just be worried about midterms and meal plans, Barron's daily life involves undercover agents and continuous attention from the national media, making his journey through college like no other. Quiet confidence amid public curiosity. While much of the public's attention remains fixated on Barron Trump's name, insiders at NYU suggest there's more happening behind the scenes than media coverage reveals. At 19, he's described by peers and faculty as unusually introspective and self-assured, someone who doesn't seek approval but seems to already know his direction. A source close to the university told People magazine that Barron knows what he wants when it comes to his future, calling him well-read, soft-spoken, and an old soul who listens more than he talks. His demeanor, shaped by life inside one of the world's most famous political families, sets him apart from peers navigating early adulthood. In a significant but low-profile move, Barron recently teamed up with two friends to co-found a luxury real estate firm focused on high-end residential and golf properties in western U.S. states like Arizona and Utah. Though he hasn't formally announced the venture, one of his partners confirmed the business is prepping for a relaunch this spring. The project, while under the radar, points to Barron's quiet efforts to build something of his own, rooted in legacy but tailored to modern ambitions. His social life presents a more complex picture. Barron's dating life, the campus insiders say, has suffered for his father being a divisive political figure, and because of the Secret Service agents who keep a watchful eye presence with him at all times. Some students perceive Barron as aloof, or at so much so that one insider crudely claimed he had become a woman repellent on campus. Over the top for sure, but in some ways this underscores the social isolation Barron faces in an environment where anonymity is basically impossible. Still, those who know Barron paint the portrait of a young man possessing European sensibilities, polite, restrained, and reluctant to join the performative side of student culture. He reportedly spends time in the gaming community, where he escapes all the outside attention. Certainly Barron's life relatively lacks the trimmings of a traditional college experience, but the fact is that he does not seem inclined to play by the established rules. Instead, he appears to be carving a path based on discretion and strategy, nurturing a growing sense of self-defined future, one not only spelled out by his name, but also characterized by the manner in which he carries it. NYU College Republicans president forced to resign. The political spotlight turned to NYU in February 2025, when Kyle Walker, president of the university's College Republicans, was forced to resign after controversial remarks about Barron Trump surfaced in a Vanity Fair article. Walker referred to the president's youngest son as sort of like an oddity on campus, a comment that quickly went viral and drew backlash from both students and national media. Her words were initially framed as a simple observation. They were interpreted by many as dismissive and insensitive, especially given the scrutiny Barron already faces as the son of the sitting U.S. president. In response to the controversy, Walker submitted her resignation to the New York Federation of College Republicans, which was publicly shared by the NYU chapter. In her letter, she insisted that her comments were ridiculously misconstrued and intended not as a criticism of Barron's character but as a critique of the media and public obsession surrounding him. She clarified that her use of the word oddity referred not to Barron himself, but to the bizarre spectacle created by others, students taking photos of him in class, online gossip, and the parasocial culture that forms around celebrity figures. She even referenced Dylan and Cole Sprouse's time at NYU to illustrate how fame can distort campus life. Walker's clarification of her position usually did not matter, and the College Republicans of America put out a statement, stating that it may have been unfairly framed, but did not align with the values of the organization. The association called the comment inappropriate and highlighted that it aims to represent conservatism with honor and integrity. The whole affair now brought forth the issues of freedom of speech, media representations, and responsibilities of student leaders, most especially in politically affiliated organizations. It made obvious how even a single comment about someone as high profile as Barron, to top it all, the national organization boldly invited Barron, a direct member, to the College Republicans, and encouraged him to give to help reshape the Republican Party. They praised Barron's composure and character, calling him a symbol for the conservative movement's better future. Barron has remained silent, but the controversy marked a historic point in his NYU career. He saw for tranchaway actions and protective moves. As the youngest child of a U.S. president, Barron Trump's public emergence has naturally drawn heightened attention, a reality that his parents have noticed. In particular, Melania, known for her careful guardianship of Barron's privacy, has expressed quiet concern over the media's growing interest in her son's every move. Barron's rise to life has been marked by curiosity, speculation, and intense political symbolism that neither parent. The Secret Service has reportedly increased its security detail for Barron's college routine due to paparazzi sightings and campus buzz. Undercover agents rotate shifts near NYU's Stern School of Business and follow specific protocols during events like Spring. Barron, unlike Chelsea Clinton and the Obama girls, is caught up in social media virality and meme culture, and these measures are part of a larger strategy to maintain some semblance of normalcy in his daily life. His social media savvy siblings, Ivanka and Don Jr., were groomed for media attention from a young age, but Barron's sober public persona is mostly a creation of his parents, who, especially Melania, have purportedly advised him to be discreet, avoid public posting on social media, and focus on his studies. He seemed to be increasing their surveillance of Barron. Unlike past political children, Barron's association with a second-term presidency and a hyper-partisan atmosphere has made it impossible for him to transition into adulthood. The Trumps seem to be doubling down on the privacy strategy to handle this one, combining silence with visibility control. They want Barron to grow up as normally as possible, even if that normalcy has bulletproof glass, nameless escorts, and whispers in every corner of the campus. Barron Trump, a quiet public figure, had a surprising impact on his father's 2024 presidential campaign. At 18, Barron offered critical advice before the June 2024 Atlanta presidential debate, one of the most important moments of the election. He saw journalist Alex Eisenstadt's forthcoming book Revenge, the inside story of Trump's return to power. Barron advised his father to speak less and let his opponent Joe Biden do more of the talking. He saw a journalist Barron pick your gums too much last time, referring to the 2020 debate. Donald Trump took the advice seriously and became more controlled and composed in debates. Barron advised his father to use digital media and appear on popular podcasts and internet shows to reach younger voters. Donald Trump appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience, Flagrant with Andrew Schultz, and This Weekend with Theo Vaughn, which garnered millions of views. Rogan's episode alone had over 52 million views on YouTube. In an interview with Fox and Friends, the former First Lady praised her son Barron for his foresight, saying it shows he understands what digital life means to his generation. He saw Jarnan Beatty. He is still a freshman at NYU's Stern School of Business. Barron knows what resonates with younger voters when it comes to judging phone, tablet, and social media experiences. The youngest son, Hurt, has become Donald Trump's strategic turnaround, a critical juncture in which the campaign finally found its way into the deep pockets of a constituency that has often been dismissed as out of touch with youth culture. He saw Jarnan Bacon. Barron was able to stay under wraps for most of Donald Trump's first term, but even his campaign aides and supporters are seeing signs of his growing confidence and tactics. Whether this is the start of a more public political life or a behind-the-scenes role is unclear. Barron Trump, a freshman at New York University's Stern School of Business, has kept a low profile despite growing national prominence. Since his father's second presidential inauguration, he has become more visible, but his behind-the-scenes politics and career aspirations are attracting attention. In a recent Fox News interview, President Donald Trump called his youngest son very smart and technical. In a playful moment, Trump recalled being baffled by Barron's ability to override a locked laptop, only to be met with the cheeky response, "None of your business, Dad." He saw Jarnan for. This reinforces Trump's belief that Barron may be better suited to a tech-driven future rather than traditional political or corporate row, emphasizing Barron's digital fluency and solid grasp of his generation's media habits. She noted that he provided crucial insight during the 2024 presidential campaign, including podcast appearance recommendations that helped reach younger voters. As Melania put it, Barron knew what he was talking about when it came to Gen Z culture, technology, and online trends. He saw Jarnan fi trans pichu or borsho, Barron and he saw during trans, formans, from an extremely sheltered child of the presidency to an up-and-coming advisor. Barron declined the nomination to be a Florida delegate for the Republican National Convention in 2024 due to prior commitments. However, his significance seems to be growing as both his parents value him. Whether he pursues a career in tech, digital strategy, or something else, Barron Trump seems determined to create a significant and independent future for himself. Barron Trump's absence from his father, Donald Trump's, high-profile address to Congress in March 2025 sparked curiosity, but the reason was refreshingly practical. The 19-year-old NYU freshman had classes that week and could not travel to Washington, D.C. As a full-time student at NYU's Stern School of Business, Barron's academic commitments often take precedence. Although Barron stayed in New York, his siblings Ivanka, Eric, Don Jr., Tiffany, and their mother, Melania Trump, attended the event with their partners. He saw Jarnan Trun, Bikoni's tourney, the Curians of follicle presence and Barron's academic focus, highlighted his ongoing efforts to maintain his academic focus. Melania has prioritized Barron's privacy and development from the start. He saw Jarnan Trun, his absence did not indicate family disagreements or political considerations. It was a deliberate decision to allow Barron as normal a life as possible. In past interviews, Melania emphasized allowing Barron to grow on his terms. Melania Trump told Fox News that Barron helped his father strategize the 2024 campaign, especially by reaching out to younger voters. She intentionally kept Barron away from most major political events. Barron's absence was not a snub. It was just a conscious choice to maintain a path towards what is already a life full of extraordinary expectations. The changes Barron introduces into this narrative relate to the growing cultural significance of his presence compared to Melania and Donald Trump. In this age of 24/7 news cycles and social media, Barron's every move or lack thereof is scrutinized. This shows that public engagement with political families has changed in the digital age, where even an absence makes headlines. His absence gave the public a blank canvas on which to project its collective wishes, recent cultural shifts in privacy, presence, and power. Why is Barron always trending? Silent figure, viral name. What makes Barron Trump stand out in today's media landscape isn't just his last name. Barron's rare appearances, whether walking across NYU's campus or being photographed next to his mother, are scrutinized with almost forensic intensity. This paradox reflects a growing societal fixation with unfiltered access to high-profile lives, even when those individuals haven't voluntarily sought attention. Barron has never given an interview or posted publicly on social media, but he has garnered viral traction usually reserved for pop stars. This phenomenon highlights a shift in how fame is generated, not through direct engagement, but through collective curiosity and speculation. Simple wardrobe or academic decisions can spark trend. In recent months, unconfirmed stories about Barron resigning from a student group or quietly attending political activities have circulated widely, despite trustworthy sources lacking figures. These digital rumor mills, TikTok, X, and Reddit threads, fuel a climate where fabrication spreads quicker than fact, putting young public personalities like Barron in a difficult position.